If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or a computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Welcome back to another episode of Bombshell 1111 Girl Talk Series Podcast. Bombshell 1111 is a platform created to teach ways to nourish the mind, body, and soul. This platform allows this podcast to create weekly content on podcasts with special guests each week that will stimulate your spiritual, mental, and physical growth. The podcasts are played on social media platforms such as Spotify, YouTube, Anchor radio station, Apple Podcasts, and more. This station has been created to allow us to interact with each other to share knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and light. So without further ado, please help me welcome your host and founder of Bombshell 1111 Girl Talk Series, Keya.
To another episode of Bombshell 1111 Podcast Therapy for Women of Color. My name is Keya, and I'm your host. Tonight, you guys, we have a very special guest by the name of Kelly Edwards. Kelly is an entrepreneur and owner of several businesses. Her first business started in 2006, and it is named Original Not Equal, a talent management company with a mission to bring quality talent back to the industry. So without further ado, you guys, let's welcome her to the show. Welcome, Kelly. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for having me on the show. This is I'm so excited.
Oh, thank you for coming on. I'm excited to learn more about what you're doing. Yeah. I read your bio. It's very interesting. Yes. And with me being a small business, an entrepreneur, I'm so excited to learn more about what you have to offer. So thank you as well.
Yes. Awesome. So yes, I am a serial entrepreneur, if you want to say. I started my first business in 2006. It was a talent management company geared towards helping artists and models and everything like that launch their career. But, I started that business with an ex of mine. It didn't work out. So we decided, when we parted ways, we decided to shut down the business. And 2019, me and my husband, we had an idea to start two businesses together, one being the business shower and then the other one being a real estate company. So we just decided to do it. And now it's grown into the business shower events and podcasts as well. So I'm like, it was just like, this wasn't in my plan originally, but it's just expanding.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So, Kelly, can you explain to the audience exactly what does your business entail? What does it offer?
Yeah, so the business shower events offers a series of events that business owners could come out, display their products, and then also be able have a soft launch for their business. The Business Shower podcast gives a business owner the platform to come up to my show and talk about their business and promote their business and talk about some things that, they went through becoming an entrepreneur. So it kind of gives them the platform to tell their story.
Wow. So, Kelly, how did you initially come up with the concept for your business?
Yeah, so it was actually a post that I saw online. It was just we keep having these baby showers and bridal showers, but what about business showers? And at the time, I wasn't I just got married, so I wasn't going to have any more bridal showers or anything like that. But I was starting businesses, and I'm like, nobody wants to celebrate the fact that I'm starting a business. This is huge. So I decided to be that platform where you can go ahead and have a business shower. Like, you can celebrate your business. And at my event, you could win gift cards for your new business. I had my first event, I had the state of New Jersey come out and speak about taxation. I had someone come out and speak about marketing your business. So you learn stuff. So it's kind of like a new business seminar in a way, but it still doesn't take away that, element of I'm coming out to the world. So that's kind of what my business does.
Now, with the business shower events, is there a fee or a vendor fee for these events for other small businesses to attend? Or is it like free? What does that look like?
Yeah, so it is a fee because, I still have to pay the venue and pay for the food and different things like that. But it's a small fee for the business owners. My first event, I only charged $25 for vendors. So it is a small fee for the events, but for the podcast, there's no fee. I just, the only thing I ask is that you promote it once you're on the show.
Oh, wow. Okay. And so when you say you have these events, are they held virtually? Are they held in person? And if so, are they catered to certain states and areas, or you are pretty much worldwide?
Yes. So pretty much as of right now, we're only catering to the state of New Jersey. But I guess I could tell you guys now, I actually just filed a trademark to trademark the name across all 50 states. Well, how many states we have now? 52 states. So eventually I will start branching out to other states because now that my name is protected, I don't have to worry about anybody trying to come in and swoop and, have an event under the business shower, because they would have to consult with me, one, and then they would allegedly have to kind of bring me into the deal. So yeah, it will be going nationwide soon.
Now, I know you said a lot of things that kind of go what is to be expected at these events and things like that. But as far as like the entrepreneurs and you're motivating them, they will also get the education and exposure. But are there any additional tools or any additional things that they will leave with with participating with the business showers events?
Yes. So yes, they do get an education. They do get tools. I try to set them up in a way where they can kind of like walk away with not only an education, but maybe some things that they could do in their business, they can implement in their business that will work for them and that will help them generate income. And like I said, I do a lot of contests during the event. So you might win a gift card to, I'm not sure, what did I do the first time? I did a gift card to Amazon, and then I did a Visa gift card. So somebody was able to win both of those, and they could win money to do marketing for their business. One of the marketing reps that I had there speaking about marketing, she offered a package. So it was, hey, listen, I'll come into your business and I'll, write a marketing plan for you. So yes, I do try to give them something to walk away with from the event. Unfortunately, that was my first event on March 14th. And I wasn't able, due to the pandemic, I wasn't able to have another event, but I'm planning my second event before the end of this year is out, and it will probably be virtually.
And when you coordinate these events, and then when you hold these events, how do you recruit your entrepreneurs? For those who are listening that may be interested and that may be in the New Jersey area, how do you recruit for your entrepreneurs?
Yeah, so usually I reach out to them, but I am open to, if you're listening and you want to be a part of the next event, just reach out to me. There's not going to be, the first event I had to do a cap because of COVID. But if I'm doing it virtually, there's no cap. So if you want to be a part of the next business shower events, just reach out to me directly.
Okay. And Kelly, for those listeners who aren't in the New Jersey area and they're like, dang, I wish I was there. Do you have, but unfortunately, they don't live there. They may live in Texas or, maybe in Illinois where I am, or I don't know, anywhere. Yeah. Do you have any resources or tools those listeners as well?
Yes, I do. And like I said, reach out to me because granted, I just started the process with the lawyer. He just filed the paperwork. So I can officially start reaching out to other states. So just reach out to me. It doesn't matter where you are. I am not going to turn you around from the business shower events. I'm just not going to do that. I have been reaching out to different businesses when I first started, and nobody wanted to play ball. So, now that I have the platform and I have the backing, I want to help everybody.
Okay. And just from your past experiences with the events that you have had, what would be, I guess, one takeaway that you could share with the audience for those who are wanting to know more about it or trying to figure out exactly what the business shower events look like?
So you mean takeaway, like what type of takeaway?
I guess like any experiences that you would like to share that you found that was a highlight from any of the business shower events that you have had in the past to share with the audience so they can kind of get a better understanding and more in-depth understanding of what exactly you're doing here.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think what would be a takeaway from my events. I guess the biggest takeaway is from the last event was kind of craft your elevator pitch, like because that's one of the things we worked on. We actually did we went around the room and everybody had to say what their business was in 5 minutes or less. So even me, I had to do it too. And that was like one of the biggest takeaways. So I feel like everybody that was at the first event, they were able to, now when they talk about their business, they're able to hit their business points in 5 minutes or less. So it was a big takeaway, and everybody that attended was just like, oh my God, I didn't realize that I kind of like go all around what my business is about instead of just getting straight to the point. So that was a big one.
And so I'm reading your bio before we came on the podcast, and I noticed that a lot of your bio states that you love to empower and give back to the community.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about that? What is your passion behind that? What kind of motivates you or empowers you to empower others?
Yeah, so I'm sure you see in my bio too that I am a social service major. That's where my yes, that's kind of where my heart lies. So yes, that's kind of where it came from. Like I used to work for a lot of group homes and a lot of state agencies, and I just didn't like how they were running things. They weren't empowering these teenagers. They were just kind of like writing them off, and it hurt me. So I took that and I was just like, I want to help everybody, and everybody that knows me personally knows that I want to help you. Like, it doesn't matter who you are, what you do, what color you are, it doesn't matter. Like, I want to help you. I don't know why, I just have that helping instinct. So that's the reason why. So even in my real estate business, I like to help sellers. Like, there's so many people that are in bad situations right now, and I just want to help them. So that's kind of where it came from. I was just like, I have to be in the helping field, whether it's helping you find a job, whether it's helping you grow your business, whether it's helping you sell your home, helping you get out of debt with your home. So I always wanted to do that. That's just me.
That's definitely, I can understand that hence why I'm in the field that I'm in and doing the things that I do. So I definitely can understand that whole thing. Yes. I don't know why. I don't even have to know the people. I just want to help them.
I know.
Oh my gosh. So I know.
It's the social service, in us.
Definitely. And so let's talk a little bit about, we've talked about the business shower event, the business. Yes. Let's share a little bit about the podcast for those listeners who may be interested in coming on the podcast for exposure, and to also share their knowledge and tools in reference to their businesses. What is the name of your podcast? How often do you publish episodes, and where can individuals find your podcast?
Yes. So the Business Shower podcast, it's a platform for business owners to come on there and talk about, how they came about. So tell their story, which is kind of the theme of the podcast. So you're able to come on my show and tell your story. I'm going to ask you questions about your past. I'm going to ask you questions about some of the things you could have changed, and what would you tell your younger self, just in case I have some younger people that are listening to the podcast, and they're like, oh well, such and such said that I shouldn't worry about this while I'm while I'm this age. So I kind of use it to motivate individuals. And as far as the frequency, it comes out on the 15th and the 30th of every month. Why did I pick the payroll schedule? I don't know. I just like that schedule. So I was like, I'm just going to pick that schedule. So it comes out on the 15th and 30th of every month. And if it's 31 days, it'll come out on the 31st. Okay.
I'm so sorry, Kelly. I just realized that was our pay period.
Yeah. Yes. You know what? I was in HR for years, and I always loved those dates, 15th to 30th of every month. So that's why I picked it for the podcast. And you can find it on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube as well.
And you know what, Kelly, that is so ironic. It must be something that's just within mental health and social workers just in general, because with my bills, that's how I set my bills up to come out auto paid on the 15th. And I don't know why. That's always the date that I picked. I don't know. But yeah,
that has to
thing.
Be. I do the same thing. So don't worry. It has to be.
That is so funny. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that. And so, again, I think that what you're doing is so amazing, because you're also giving other individuals and entrepreneurs an opportunity for their businesses to be heard, shown, and exposure. But then it's also allowing you to get your footing wet and to also allow your business to grow as well, which in turn, you will get all the blessings. I think that's just a awesome thing that you're doing.
Yes, thank you.
Kelly, the next question that I have is, I know that we talked a little bit about how your services are presented in reference to the baby shower events. Let's go back. Are you potentially, or are you now going to have any of these events held virtually for those individuals who don't live in New Jersey?
Yes. So I am strongly thinking about it. I haven't made the official decision yet, because I don't want to take away with the pandemic going on, we've been over Zoom, and we've been on, every type of FaceTime and everything like that. I don't want to take that away from everybody, but I do want to give people in other states the option to be able to do that, because I have family that live in other states that are business owners that I would love to have on my podcast. So I haven't made the final decision yet. So I'm still kind of talking it over with the hubby to figure out whether or not we're just going to keep it like this or we're going to expand. My plan is to expand, though. I would love to be nationwide.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for that.
No problem.
So, Kelly, last question for the listeners. If you could give one piece of advice to anyone just starting out, or someone who's probably or possibly looking to follow in your similar footsteps with establishing a business the same or similar, or even just a small business, what piece of advice would you give them?
Do it without any regrets. Just start it. That's the one thing that I hesitated on with all of my businesses, was just jumping in and doing it. I am a overthinker, and I am a extreme planner. All right. So, I like to make sure I have all of my angles kind of, covered in a sense. And I would suggest just go ahead and do it, because as you're doing that, you're wasting your time doing that. Sometimes hands-on experience is the best.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree. So in closing, can you please leave the listeners with the information on how to contact you in reference to the podcast platform and in addition to your business in case someone wants to be able to reach out to you to get connected?
Yes. So you can reach me on our website at www.thebusinessshowerevents.com. You can reach me by email at kelly@thebusinessshowerevents.com. You can reach me on Instagram at thebusinessshowerevents.com, on Facebook at thebusinessshowerevents. And that's pretty much it.
All right. Hey, Kelly, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Is there anything that you feel that we didn't discuss that we should have discussed in reference to what the business shower events look like and in reference to the podcast? Is there anything that you think that we need to share?
No, nothing we need to share. Just thank you so much for having me. I was looking at your podcast and I absolutely love it.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad you came on because I wanted to learn more about your business, and I've loved it because I love people that try to help other people and not necessarily looking for a monetary benefit from it.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing that I do with my podcast. I try to bring people on and to educate them about mental health and personal development and help them grow in whatever area. And of course, when we're doing a podcast, it takes a lot for you to get to a level where you're even thinking about anything monetarily.
Yes.
So it all has to be for the love of it. And it goes all back to what we just talked about previously with us being in working in the giving field. Is just naturally in us, I think.
It is that's exactly what it is. So
yeah. And again, I thank you so much for coming on the podcast and sharing your knowledge and your tools. I can't wait until you're able to spread these tools and resources to across the 52 states. Because I know it's going to be beneficial. A lot of people love going to events where you're able to network, and that's what you're allowing. You're allowing networking.
Yes.
And then with the COVID happening, Kelly, so many people have opened up their own small businesses, and in turn, they need this education. They need this networking and collaboration in order to grow.
Yes, absolutely.
So I think you picked the perfect timing. Perfect timing.
And that's one of the things I promote on my podcast, because I was laid off due to the pandemic, and if that didn't teach me anything else but to have multiple streams of income, it taught me. So
yes, it really taught you. If you didn't learn anything else, you learned that, because you just never know that the world can change with the drop of a hat. So you're absolutely correct.
Absolutely.
You're absolutely correct. So Kelly, before we end, is there anyone that you want to give a shout out to, your support system, anyone that's listening?
Yes, my support system. So that would be my husband. That would be my two best friends, Mia and Shantae, my mom, and my cousin Tamara. So shout out to them. All those people I named are all small business owners. So yes, shout out to them. Congratulate them. Yes.
Shout out, y'all. Congratulations, y'all. Okay, you guys. So without further ado, you guys, we're going to head out for tonight. I would like to thank you for your continued support on Bombshell 1111 podcast, Therapy for Women of Color. You guys always remember, you are a bomb within your own shell. Peace, love, and light. And good night, you guys.
Good night.
If you enjoyed this podcast, please make sure you subscribe so you're notified when a new episode is posted. Rate, review, and share this podcast with your family and friends. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope you're leaving with some valuable information that can help you on your personal journey. Also, check us out on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Bombshell 1111 or at Bombshell 1111 TV. You can also check out our mental health page, Your Health is Your Wealth, on Facebook, which is a page created to inform and support individuals with mental health and other health conditions. And with that being said, always remember, you guys, you are a bomb within your own shell. And until next time, peace, love, and light.